To take a look at the best value 300mm 2.8 Nikkor, we're looking at 7 different versions of the 300mm 2.8 Nikkor. This particular one is AFS version 1, made between 1996 to 2001. This is a latter version. However, it looks the same. Version 2 is only defined by the fact that you're actually able to focus in at 0.2 meters closer, and it weighs 5.6 pounds as opposed to this beast, which is rather heavy, and it's Nikon's heaviest. 300mm 2.8 at 6.9 pounds. It's 11 elements and 8 groups. You also have 4 autofocus activation buttons at 90-degree intervals around the front of the lens. You can actually change that on the Nikon D500 or D810, etc. for functionality. There's also a 52mm drop-in filter, most common filter. By the way, you can actually see all the CPU contacts in the rear of the lens that actually correspond to the AFS buttons on the lens. Here we go. This is the 52mm drop-in. You could actually stick an ND filter or a circular polarizer in here. Obviously, the notion of leaving this slot open would be insane, since dust would actually drop in there. No downsides, considering the fact that it's so fast. By the way, yes, the HK22 lens hood, and this is the case for the beast, and this is the front cap. There is no screw-in filters for this, so obviously it's an absurdity to even think of buying a filter to screw on the front of this lens. All your filters are via the 52mm drop-in filter at the rear. This is actually the lens hood for this unit. The true protection on this is keeping the lens hood on, and if you're going to be out and using it, because you do have a large front element exposed. However, it obviously does make it rather bulky. There is one set screw here on the side that actually screws the lens hood in. It's not bayonet mount, but rather a pressure set. This is actually the case for the AFS version 1 and version 2. It's the CL300 Nikon. Just roll it over here on the side. Actually see. Now this is a true silent wave ring ultrasonic 300mm 2.8. The only thing we have are 3 different sets for autofocus track at full from nearest to far, from 8 to 2.5 meters, and from 6 meters to infinity. Also automatic switch, manual, and manual with automatic with manual override. We do have a non-removable tripod collar right here, which is fully articulating via this large set screw right here. So that's it. This is my favorite 300mm 2.8. Obviously the 2009 version that currently exists is about to be discontinued. That's the VR2. It's also 11 elements, and it's a lot lighter weight than this one. This one's 3.1 kilograms. The latest version is 2.9 kilograms. However, that's heavier than even the AFS version, the version after this, that was made between 2001 and 2004, which is right before the VR version came out, which existed between 2004 to 2009. So right now we're living with the 2009 version of the VR2, which is going to be replaced this year. I have absolute certainty of that Nikon is coming out with a ultra lightweight. Now, ultra lightweight is relative when you're talking about a 300-2.8, but Nikon's coming out with a ultra lightweight fluorite 300mm 2.8. This is a working lens for many things. It's also perfect for portraiture. Considering the fact that it's so fast, combined with the high ISO performance, unlike the Nikon D5 or D500 specifically, it's a wonderful lens that does not need VR. There are 2 lugs for neck strap or shoulder strap use, so that you can actually lug this around. This actually does come with a unit. It's an unpadded shoulder strap. You can't use, well, you could use, but these are larger chrome-plated brass buckles that are reinforced to hold this heavy honker. Any lens like this that you plan on getting, I highly recommend getting insurance. It's rather easy to damage one of these suckers, even if you're being careful. This particular version, the AFS version 1, typically sells between 1900 in bad shape, and a lot of them are in bad shape, This is a working pro lens, and they see a lot of abuse. The average price, however, in very good or excellent condition, which is extremely hard to find, is about $2,200 on this version, which is the AFS version 1. So that's the rundown on this particular 300mm 2.8. I've got 3 different 300mm 2.8s. 2 of them are manual focus. This one's autofocus. I am enamored with the latest version, which is obviously going to drop in price when the new 300mm 2.8 comes out sometime this year. However, currently that lens is $5,300, and it's no faster. It is actually a hair faster than this. This is a true ring ultrasonic. This is a very fast lens. Same element, 11 elements in 8 groups, right down the line, starting in 1992 with the AFI version, which I cannot recommend because there are no spare parts to fix that lens. But I mean, $2,000, this is it. Just as fast, no VR, don't need VR. Drop a monopod on it. Considering the high ISO performance and the 2.8 performance on this, raising the shutter speeds way up there, even in crappy lighting conditions, not an issue if you have even halfway decent skills that you do not need vibration reduction on a lens like this. This is my most recommended 300mm 2.8 because A, the value, number 2, the price, and number 3, the performance and autofocus tracking. This is actually Nikon's most underrated lens. People think, oh, that's an old lens, you know, it's a D-series lens. Yeah, it's a true ring ultrasonic AFS. It is very fast. This is also the beefiest 300mm 2.8 Nikon ever made as far as an indestructible beast. They're all fragile. When you're talking about some huge glass and lenses, I mean, they are obviously all fragile, so. And anyway, that's it. That's the rundown of my favorite 300mm 2.8 of the many that exist, and I have tried them all. And it'll be a good thing when the new 300mm 2.8 rolls out, because what's going to happen then is the current 300mm 2.8 VR2 is going to drop down in price. Not overnight, but it will drop down within 5-6 months significantly. People start ditching it and buying something new, the latest one, which I expect the latest one will be right about to $6,800. So $2,000, $6,800. That's what I predict the latest fluorite 300mm 2.8 will be. So thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye.